Hi, I'm Thomas Bastis, a competition agronomist with the PGA Tour here at Muirfield Village. I've been a competition agronomist going on my third season. I do roughly 12 to 13 tour events on the web.com Champions Tour, the PGA Tour. A lot of what I do on this golf course is I act much like an insurance agent. I'm here to help the superintendent with conditioning on the golf course, as well as provide some insight as to maybe what our tour players are expecting. And together we put together a conditioning package to achieve our tournament goals. Well, by an insurance agent, what I mean is, on the PGA Tour, we work with a number of partners. Partner could be Nationwide, partner could be AT&T, partner could be any one of our sponsors. And what we do is we help ensure that their image and or their money or the club's money or their reputation has a path for success. We're here to help everyone achieve their tournament goals so that everyone wins.
Hi, I'm Daniel Russell. I'm a turf student at Ohio State going into my sophomore year.
That's it?
Yeah. What did you want?
Well, I mean, I got into this business. It's great.
Okay.
Here I am volunteering at where?
Okay.
Muirfield Village, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know what? Why did you volunteer here?
Why did I volunteer here? Because Carl actually asked me if I should, or actually Carl wanted me to come to a place like this to get some tournament experience. So
why did you say yes?
Because he's my professor, and
because he told you to?
Yeah, because he knows what's best for me in this case.
Hey, there's a good one. Your teacher knows best. Remember that, students.
Actually,
what have you been doing all this week?
This week in particular, I've been raking bunkers.
What have you learned about raking bunkers?
That it's a very detailed task and not one to be skimped on. Bunkers are the second most scrutinized thing on a golf course.
Okay.
On the greens. Yeah. Words from Chad Markham, the superintendent here.
But they are still a hazard.
Yeah. Believe it or not.
All right, so I've asked you two questions. Time for you to ask a couple back.
All right.
Give, take here. We call that what? Quid pro quo? Something like that?
All right. My big question anyways is do you have a manual you follow in particular, or is that something that like you have supervisors that you work with in particular, or is it just on you?
Well, to say that we don't have a manual would be a lie, but I would tell you that a manual is very restricting. And when you're dealing with Mother Nature, we all know that trying to pin down Mother Nature is a losing game. She's undefeated. So we prefer to use guidelines. And a lot of times those guidelines are put together with a team. And that team consists of myself, the host superintendent, our tournament director, and our rules officials. Our rules officials are the ones that set the competition for this golf course. So if they're in charge of the competition and we have a set of rules, the superintendent and myself are there to help them perform and manage the competition. Okay. Winning.
Yeah.
Question two.
As a lead agronomist, especially since obviously you say there are other people from the PGA here working with other aspects of the golf, obviously officials.
Sure.
But what is your job title specifically? I mean, you are the lead agronomist, but like, what are you technically responsible for?
Well, we could make this a very technical response, but what we'll probably do is a lot of the support staff here, we all kind of operate in lanes, pies of a Trivial Pursuit piece. You have agronomy, which my part is, let's just say everything green. You have the rules officials that take care of the competition. You have media, and they do all the broadcasts and stuff like that. Then you've got, let's say, operations, scoreboards, roping, all that kind of stuff. You have, so all these pieces work, but if one of those pieces is missing, the tournament is not a success. It's kind of like having a wheel with a broken spoke. It'll run for a little bit, and at some point it's going to fall apart. So, to a certain degree, we all stay in our lanes, but we're all aware, stay in your lane, bro. We're all aware of what each one of us will do.
All right. Hi, I'm Casey Browning. I'm going into my 4th year here at Ohio State. I'm majoring in plant pathology with a specialization in turfgrass science. Starting out, obviously weather here in Columbus is a lot unpredictable and dealing with Mother Nature. So what would you say in all your years was the most challenging natural event to have?
Well, I spent 20 years as a superintendent, and now entering my 3rd season as an agronomist. So I could almost say that there's probably 2 profound life-changing effects. The first one was I was doing a major renovation of a golf course.
Okay.
To the tune of $13 million. And we had just seeded the golf course, hydro-seeded everything, and we got a rain that just like literally washed it out, half the golf course away.
Go ahead, Steve. 8-10. First time, but it's a 1.
See, life interrupts.
Okay. Steve, we're gonna implement the plan like we have the last 2 days, so we don't have any mistakes. We're going front 9, back 9, but 8-10 will not be a problem. I don't think this guy's gonna play particularly fast, so it shouldn't be an issue. Steve, we're usually getting our police escort at 8 o'clock, so we're gonna be just fine. Beautiful. All right, buddy, thanks. All right, thank you, Steven.
Okay. The second one, oddly enough, was my very first tournament in this position.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was in Kansas City, and it was the night before first round of a web.com event, and we received 5 inches of rain in 3 hours.
Okay.
And it pretty much washed out the first day's tournament. And we spent hours, all day, every staff. We had our operations staff, dining room staff, everybody was out there putting the bunkers back together again so that we could play. We played 18 on Friday, we played 18 on Saturday, made a cut, and then the final groups, they played 36 holes on that Sunday to finish the tournament. Wow. So that was crazy.
Yeah.
So I still do heavy work. I know what a shovel is and a rake.
All right, awesome. Obviously, this is one of the bigger tournaments. A lot goes into the production. How early do you show up to these courses before a PGA event?
Well, a lot of times with these events, the courses and everybody, this is a relationship-driven job. This is a relationship-driven tournament. I would say that before this event even started, that there was a lot of communication beforehand, multiple meetings, that sort of stuff. Now that we're in the groove, we've been here a number of times, that relationship has been set. We know what the expectations are, we know what the resources of what we have.
Right.
We come out, what is typical, we come out 2 months prior to the event.
Okay.
And we just make sure that the pieces are in place.
Right.
We make sure that staffing levels are looking to be the same. We're looking to see how you came out of winter, if there are any obstacles. Our job is to eliminate surprises.
Okay.
And if there are surprises, we're there to communicate those to players, to other departments,
right,
to our staff, and then put together the best strategy and assist in developing that strategy so that this tournament goes off even with the surprises.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Lastly, obviously one of the perks of this profession is being so close with the players and etc., especially for you. Who would you say is the most appreciative of what we do and who really appreciates the turf guys the most?
Well, you know, I think that and maybe this is just my knowledge, that while the players may demonstrate a few you know, disconcerting or emotional outbursts that could be related to the golf course and maybe conditioning, by and large, they know how much effort that we put into preparing these golf courses. And a lot of that starts even before they're on the PGA Tour. We have a couple of other feeder tours, the web.com events, and they're very appreciative of anything that we can do to improve playing surfaces for them. They completely get that. The hard part is they just don't see us enough to be able to tell us that.
Right.
So, you know, to point one player out specifically, they all have their own way of doing it. I think it was Tommy Fleetwood who went out recently and bombed divots with maintenance crew, and that was just an instant hit. So they have it in them to do those types of things. So it's really kind of cool when they do that.
I'm here with Chad Mark, the superintendent here at Muirfield Village Golf Club. We're here at the Memorial Tournament, and following up with the students. Chad is an alumnus of the program, so we're quite proud and does a great job here. But my question for Chad is your relationship and how you interact with the tour agronomist.
Well, I think the tour agronomist, especially Thomas Bastis, is just an extension of our team. And he's the liaison between what we're doing on the grounds every morning and how we're taking that to the rules officials, the tournament director. You know, he's got our back. If we look at the golf course and get questions on whether the speed's going to get too much, you know, Thomas and I work through a lot of things as a team. We communicate well, and then he takes that information to the tournament director so we can make a good tournament out of this.
Now tell me what he's really like.